Hey guys and girls, welcome back to Let's Play Phoenix Wright versus Professor Layton. Where we left off, we just finished Layton's part in the story. We're moving on to Phoenix. Come on, Nick. It's just like I said. Oh, Maya. What do you mean? You're such a worrywart. I knew you'd get all jittery before the trial. It's not like that. It's just I didn't expect to have to stand in a foreign court. Yeah, we don't know much about the court system here. The Legal League of Attorneys would like this to be an exemplary case. So that'd make you an exemplary attorney. I hope you don't infect any British lawyers with your nervous attitude. I hope I don't either. Where's my stylus? Did I lose it? I'm forever losing my stylus. You're making it sound like I'm a virus or something. My name is Phoenix Wright. I'm a defense attorney. And this is Maya Fey, my, assistant of sorts. Of sorts? I guess I should explain why she's dressed up like this. But it's a long story, and we don't have the time. We've come to England on the Legal League of Attorneys exchange. I'm acting as a representative of the American Legal League. You know, they probably sent you because you don't ever seem too busy. We weren't supposed to stand in court, so we thought it'd be like a vacation. But here we are, as usual. We've been dragged into a strange case. Hey Nick, so what do you suppose this trial's all about? What if it was this? Look, check out today's newspaper. Elusive jewel thieves at large in London, Scotland Yard on red alert. Wouldn't that be cool? Maya, don't get your hopes up. We're here on an exchange. It should be a simple textbook trial. Really? London's a big city. What are the odds of us getting a case like that? Well, that's boring.
Sorry to have kept you waiting. How do you do? I am Miss Darklaw, teacher at the Alcott School for Young Women. Espella, this man is your defense lawyer.
What the hell's wrong with her eyes?
Pleased to meet you.
Why does she look like she's just lost her face? Phoenix Wright, attorney at law. Pleased to meet you. I'm Phoenix Wright, your attorney. Pleased to meet you. What's with this girl? Can't she hear me? Isn't this girl the defendant in today's case? That is correct. She's the pupil I'd like you to represent. She's pleading guilty, so there's not much you need to do. Pleading guilty? I suggest you accept the punishment proposed by the prosecution. What? What kind of request is that? Espella? What are you accused of? Have you not received the case materials? No, we haven't, and we weren't told anything. My, forgive me for this oversight. Here, this is the case file. Attorney, defendant. The court hearing will begin now. Please proceed to the courtroom. Well then, I entrust Espella to you. Wait, what? No way. I didn't even have the time to look through the case file. Espella, please be a good girl and don't cause any trouble. They want me to fail. They did something to her. They want me to fail and lose this case so she's convicted and, like, charged for being something evil or something. Did she just mumble something?
I'm not a witch.
Espella? What did you just say? Chop chop the fence. Let's not keep everyone waiting. And so, another trial begins. And as always, I've got no idea what's going to happen.
All right. Let's do it, Nick.
The court is now in session for the trial of the
Loving these
Spella
voices.
Cantabella.
Really? Espella Cantabella?
The prosecution is ready, Your Honor.
Flinch.
How about the defense? Are you ready?
Yes. Well, I guess you could call it ready, Your Honor.
I hear it's your first appearance in a British court.
Well, yes, that's right.
The Legal League of Attorneys Exchange, was it? Sounds like fun. Hope you're enjoying the sights. You can take it easy today. Don't worry, Prosecutor Flinch will take care of everything.
He's treating us like amateurs, Nick.
Oh boy, this looks bad. Can I really defend this girl?
Oh, I see. Well, since this is your first case here, I will ask you a few simple questions to make sure we're all on the same page. Oh, yes, that's fine by me. Dang, time to sink or swim. Answer my questions then, Mr. Wright. What is the name of the defendant? Espella. That would be Espella Cantabella, Your Honor. That is correct. Phew, that's the first hurdle. I see. You're terribly proud of yourself for answering that basic question. Let's move on to the next question. What is the nature of the offense? What crime is Espella accused of? You know, Espella seems like such a timid girl. You think it's something minor, like shoplifting? Maybe. I wouldn't call it minor, though. It can't be anything major like that large-scale jewel theft. Please answer the question. Can you name the two offenses? Did he just say two? Nick, think. What other petty offense could it be? I don't know. I'm clueless about this case. We weren't told anything about it at all. My. Could it be that our esteemed visitor left his common sense back home? Ah, the evidence is in the court records. You haven't forgotten that, have you? Ah, that's it, the court records. Right, that's what you always refer to, the court records. They're explaining to me about, the court records. So let's look at the court records. Let's see, police record. Espella Cantabella, theft and assault. Laceration to the back of the head, hit with a long, blunt object. Okay. Theft and assault. Well, according to the case outline, it was theft and assault. Indeed. What disgusting crimes. Is that correct, defendant? Yes. No kidding. She doesn't look like a violent girl, at least not to me. Now that this is settled, Prosecutor Flinch, please briefly outline the case for the court. Yes, Your Honor. The incident took place on a small freighter moored at a harbor on the River Thames. The incident took place on a small freighter moored at a harbor on the River Thames. The freighter was carrying goods away from London. The defendant illegally boarded the ship and tried to steal some of its cargo. But she was discovered by a crew member and captured by the ship's security guard. So, she was caught red-handed. And so, she violently resisted when found by the crew member. Violently resisted. Indeed. She picked up a steel pipe and hit the crew member on the head. Sounds pretty vicious. So that's the assault she's accused of? And what did the defendant attempt to steal from the freighter? A stuffed toy, Your Honor. It's the Metropolitan Police mascot, PC Badger. Oh, Nick, I want one. I see that mascot made a career for itself in England. Who would have thought? I think we all have a clear picture of the incident now. The prosecution may begin. The prosecution calls its first witness. Please bring him in. There's something fishy about this trial. And there's something even fishier about my client. There isn't an ounce of expression on her face. I'd better keep my eyes wide open. Yeah, Nick sees it. Something's going on. I know that for sure. Alright, so this is the security.
Witness, state your name and profession.
A ship is always at risk at every hour, minute and second. That's where I come in. I am a peacekeeper, the one and only guardian to an otherwise defenseless ship. The name Smiles. Johnny Smiles. Security Guard Supreme.
Okay. Think I like this guy. Yes. According to the police report, the witness was patrolling the freighter on the night of the crime. Yeah, I was patrolling the freighter, and my expertly trained eyes leave nothing unseen. I'll go blind if you keep smiling like that.
Very well, Mr. Smiles. We would like to hear your testimony. Describe what happened during your night patrol.
Yes, sir. Johnny Smiles will reveal it all. Alright, first testimony. Patrolling on the night of the crime. That night, I went on patrol as usual. ZZZO. My keen ears latched on to some suspicious noises coming from the cargo hold. I sprinted at full speed to the cargo hold, but I was too late to stop the blow. The next moment, I captured the criminal expertly. Within seconds, I had established there was nothing out of order at the crime scene. That's not true.
And so,
The woman you arrested was... It was the defendant, Espella Cantabella, sir. And as per standard patrolling procedure, all lights were on and you saw her clearly. Is that correct, Mr. Smiles? Yes, sir. I'm an expert after all. Huh? Is it just me or did he hesitate before saying that?
the defense may cross-examine the witness.
Yes, sir. I'm starting to talk like that guy. Let us see now how skilled our visiting barrister is.
Yes. By the way, Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor?
Our cross-examination procedure should be the same as anywhere else. But just in case, would you like to have it explained to you?
Nah. I know how to cross-examine. No, thank you. I'm fine. Yep. Let's do this. Cross-examine time. Big mechanic in the Phoenix Wright games. We gotta pick apart his testimony.
Hold it!
What's ZZZO? Ah, that's right. It's not something you know, not being a security professional. That's our special jargon. It's how we talk about the time in our trade. Let me get this straight. My professional... Mr. Professional, you're using letters to tell the time. See, ZZZO stands for 2220, which is 10:20. Right, so 10:20 p.m. That's very accurate. How can you be so sure about that? Well, that's when the TV show I always watch in the security room ends. TV show? I meant to do the rounds at 10 p.m., but for a pro like me, it's just a guideline. That doesn't sound very professional. Anyway, I was patrolling the ship, like I do every night. Your Honor, may I?
What is it, Prosecutor Flinch?
I would like to get the events straight while referring to this crime scene photo. The defendant and the crew member were fighting in the back of the cargo hold, is that correct?
Yes, sir. They were fighting right under that emergency light. Some items are spilling out of the broken crate.
Indeed, that crate was broken by the defendant with a steel pipe. Incidentally, the item we can see spilling out are stuffed toys depicting London's own police mascot, PC Badger.
I see. The crime scene photo shall be added to the court record. The witness may continue his testimony.
Hold it!
And when you heard these noises, you immediately found them suspicious? That's right. An expert of my caliber can always tell when a noise is suspicious. When my smiley sense starts tingling, it means there's a crime taking place. So can you tell us more about the noises you heard? That's right, the sound of two women fighting naturally. I sprang into action, and I arrived at the crime scene in the blink of an eye. In other words, you went to the cargo hold because you heard strange noises, is that correct?
Yeah, that's about it.
Back to where I started.
Hold it!
The blow? The defendant, Miss Cantabella, hit the crew member with the steel pipe, didn't she?
Yes, that's right. As I opened the door to the cargo hold, the defendant struck the victim's head. Had I arrived a second earlier, I would have gladly stopped the blow with my own head.
I don't think a second would have made much of a difference. Don't take this expert too seriously, Maya. The witness saw the defendant deal the blow, is that correct?
Yes, sir. I expertly witnessed the crime with my very own sparkling eyes. Is that so? I see. The next moment, I captured the criminal expertly.
Hold it!
And you claim the assailant was the defendant, Miss Cantabella?
Precisely. Naturally, she abandoned all hope seeing a security pro like myself during the scene. She dropped the steel pipe she was holding to the floor with a clank. I see. That's what a guilty person would do in that situation.
Exactly, Your Honor. There's no need to continue this cross-examination.
Within seconds, I had established there was nothing out of order at the crime scene.
Are you sure you didn't notice anything unusual about the cargo hold?
Not a thing. Well, aside from the defendant swinging that pipe around.
Could someone else have been hiding in that room?
Objection!
The security guard patrolling the freighter is responsible for checking every corner. He would have spotted an intruder right away.
Isn't that so, witness? Yes. I carry my trusty pocket torch for precisely such a big task. I'd have noticed anything suspicious in an instant.
What is it, Maya? I was just looking at the evidence in the court record, and I get the feeling there's something funny about this testimony. You're saying that there's a contradiction? So that's all he has to say. Well, Nick, what do you think? We managed to get our hands on some new evidence, but pressing alone can only get us so far. Yeah, that means it's time to present evidence to the court. Okay, yeah. I know. Need to uncover the truth. Okay. This is wrong. Because according to this, there was some mishaps, I think. It's the pipe. There's shoes there. What's that thing?
Objection!
Present the photo. You're saying that there was nothing out of order in the cargo hold. Well, that's a bit funny. Huh? The point is, one of the crates in the cargo hold appears to have been tampered with.
Objection!
The defendant must have smashed it with the pipe. Nothing odd about that. Please take a look at the crime scene photo. There's this broken crate where the fight took place, but also there's another crate here. That seems kind of strange, don't you think? This crate, sitting quite a distance away from where the fight took place, appears to have been forced open. Isn't this the sort of thing a security guard should immediately notice? You testified that you established there was nothing out of order at the crime scene. So how come you didn't notice something so obvious? Not bad, Phoenix winning music. Order! That's certainly a serious oversight, particularly for someone claiming to be an expert.
Objection!
Whether the witness is an expert or not bears no relevance to this case. What matters is that he saw the defendant hit the victim with a steel pipe. What you just said, I'm afraid I can't let that slide. Excuse me. I'm an expert guard, focused, thorough, precise, a true professional. To prove it, I will testify once more. You're all dying to know why I ignored that one crate, huh? What? Very well. The witness shall continue his testimony. What excuse do you think he'll come up with next? Who knows? I've got a bad feeling about this, though. What did you actually see? It's only natural that I missed the other crate. The lights in the cargo hold weren't on. But of course I had this. A guard's best friend is his trusty pocket torch. The emergency light was on mine, so it wasn't so dark I couldn't see. I saw that girl standing right in front of the crew member as she attacked. And there was no one else in that room. You have Johnny's word for it. Wait a moment. The security company claims that the lights were on during the patrol. Yes, that's the official procedure, you see. But those lights controls can be such a pain in the... No, wait, no, that's not it. I mean, the truth is an expert like me doesn't need those lights to do this work. Now when I've got this, the focus beam of my trusty torch cuts through the darkness like a laser. The witness will refrain from pointing the torch in this direction. Justice may be blind, but I'd rather not be. Oops, sorry, Your Honor. This trusty torch shall be added to the court record as evidence. Ew, what is that? What is it, Your Honor? This pocket torch is covered in something sticky. It seems my sweet little buddy's been up to some mischief.
It seems my sweet little buddy's been up to some mischief. Sweet little buddy? Do you mean your chocolates? Johnny left sticky fingerprints all over his flashlight. Don't look at me, I'm not touching it. The defense may cross-examine the witness. What I saw at the crime scene. It's only natural that I missed the other crate. The lights in the cargo hold weren't on. Were they not on? Okay. But of course I had this. The guard's best friend is his trusty pocket torch. The emergency light was on mine. So it wasn't so dark I couldn't see. I saw that girl stand right in front of the crew member as she attacked. And there was no one else in that room. You have Johnny's word for it. That prosecutor could have at least checked if the lights were on or not. Yeah, you know, maybe this hasn't been all that properly investigated. You think so? In any case, some things the guard said are kind of strange. Let's see what he says when I show him some evidence. Alright, so what I got evidence was... a photo of the crime scene. Alright, let's start pressing him. According to the rules, the lights have to be on, is that right? Don't spread the news, but between you and me, I'm not very good with the lights controls on that ship. Even a security expert like me has their flaws, you know. So he just neglected his duties. Didn't you say before that you're focused, thorough, and precise, a true professional? Yeah, that's true, of course. Always focused, thorough, and precise, except when I'm cutting the odd corner. I aim to be a well-balanced professional, you know? Yes. Even Flinch looks unsure of how to handle this guy. But of course I had this. The guard's best friend is his trusty pocket torch. The emergency light was on mine, so it wasn't so dark I couldn't see. An emergency light? The defendant and the crew member fought under that emergency light. Which is that red one there, right? Oh, yes. There it is. In the back of the room. Yes, sir. The cargo hold was faintly lit up by that little red light there. But the regular lights are on in this picture. Well, yeah. I switched them on before the police came. What? I didn't want to risk my bright career over my slightly different take on the rules. After all, I am an expert. It's all in the details. You're an expert, alright. An expert in bending the rules. I saw that girl stand in front of the crew member as she attacked.
Objection!
That can't be right, because she was behind him. If she was able to hit him in the back. You sure the defendant was standing right in front of the crew member? Absolutely. They were facing each other the entire time. Well, that's weird, because it clearly contradicts this evidence. What? What do you mean? According to the victim's medical report, the blow was dealt to the back of the head. The back of the head? Do you understand now? If they were facing each other, there's no way the victim could have been hit from behind. Yes, sir! You go, Phoenix. Witness, Can you offer an explanation for this contradiction?
Yes, explain yourself. It's the first I'm hearing of this.
Yes, sir.
It's strange, isn't it? I'm totally sure they were fighting face to face. Chocolate bite. I'd swear there's melting chocolate bar on it. Doesn't look like he's lying, but then... Hey, Nick, look at me. What are you doing, Maya? I was just checking if I could hit the back of your head while you were facing me. Doesn't seem doable, especially for someone as vertically challenged as me. How about you keep your dangerous little experiments inside that head of yours, Maya? Kind of like living, thanks. At least we've learned a couple of important things. First, that this witness is unreliable, and second, that the prosecution didn't investigate this case properly. If my gut feeling is right, there's much more to this case than meets the eye. Transformers. No. Now's my chance. What should I do? Plead not guilty. Your Honor, the defense asserts once more that the defendant, Espella Cantabella, is innocent. What? This is foolishness. I'm not gonna follow what they said. Something's about what those... They're controlling her, it's fine. Who do you think you are, anyway? Waltzing in here with your ridiculous assumptions, balderdash. I say, that's not how it was supposed to be. What did he just say? Not how it was supposed to be. Uh-oh. Yeah, so he's in on it with the girl.
In light of this new development, the court's opinion is that the defendant is in no way cleared of suspicion. However, the witness's testimony has been proven unreliable.
That's more like it. Looks like I'm starting to win over the judge.
Objection!
Don't forget that the defendant admits all charges. Surely her guilt is beyond doubt.
Objection!
The defendant is just a schoolgirl. You can't go on her confession alone. So far, we have established only one thing. That Mr. Smiles is neither an expert nor even a reliable witness. Damn. I would feel bad if I was him.
In my long 6-month career as a security guard, never have my professionalisms and expertise been questioned.
Isn't 6 months barely past the probation period?
You're saying Goldilocks there is innocent. In other words, that she didn't assault anyone. And that she didn't steal this toy. Isn't that so, Mr. Lawyer?
Yes, at least. We have yet to see any proof that she tried to steal it. I got you there. Huh? What? Got me how? I have a decisive piece of evidence. The proof that that girl was trying to kidnap PC Badger. What? You do? Even Flinch is shocked. When I seized the girl at the crime scene, she was clasping this in her hand. She didn't even seem to notice.
And what would that be?
It would appear to be PC Badger's tag, Your Honor.
Now that you mention it, this mascot does have some sort of ill-fitting tag attached. What's this engraved on the tag? Isn't that an address?
Oh, you mean there's an address written on there? It would appear to be Scotland Yard's and their telephone number. It is Scotland Yard's mascot, after all. This tag has been ripped from one of the PC Badger toys.
Yes, sir.
The suspect was caught in the act of nicking this very toy. The tag was ripped off during the fight. What? Then this tag is... What we have here is the decisive evidence that she was trying to steal the cargo. No way! I wasn't expecting evidence like that.
Objection!
Witness, I was never informed of such evidence. If you had this in your possession, why didn't you hand it in to the police?
Sorry, my prosecutor. Mr. Prosecutor, I'm an expert at what I do. And my expert advice to myself then I'd better keep this as my secret weapon. So I waited for the right moment to single-handedly settle this trial. Ugh. Looks like Flinch and I are both in uncharted waters, and now... This tag is vital evidence. It will be added to the court record. Like that chocolate. Defense. Mr. Wright, was it? Yes, Prosecutor Flinch. Your appearance in this court was a very hastily decided affair. That's true. That call from the Attorneys Association came out of nowhere. Perhaps in all the confusion, the request from your client escaped your attention. Were you not instructed to accept the sentence proposed by the prosecution? Come to think of it, Miss Darklaw did say something about that before the trial. It's funny, because her name's Darklaw. Like the dark side of the law, pretty much. She's pleading guilty, so there's not much you need to do. I suggest you accept the punishment proposed by the prosecution. That's what you were asked to do. You have convinced us all of your skill, so your good name will not suffer. Why not simply admit the defendant is guilty and call it a day, What do you say to that, Mr. Wright? Depending on your stance on this matter, the court may now pass the verdict. My stance? That's something I don't need to think twice about. I'm not ending the trial. The defense requests that the trial continue. Blah! The defense stands by its assertion that Espella Cantabella is not guilty. Very well, Mr. Wright. If that's your desire, then I too have a request to make. Your Honor. Yes, Prosecutor Flinch. The prosecution calls its second witness. Hey, wait a second. What about me? Come on, guys. Don't forget about Johnny. Let me start over from the top. No detail omitted. I suggest you leave the witness stand and go back to witnessing your crimes on television. Yes. Yes, sir. Who's the second witness, I wonder? I believe a break is in order. The court will now adjourn for a 15-minute break. Mr. Finch, prepare your witness. Is that understood? Yes, Your Honor. The defense has no objections. The defense. Looks like Finch finally got serious about this case. And that means the real game starts now. To be continued. Alright guys, I'm gonna end that there. Our first trial as Phoenix Wright continues on next time, I hope. I don't know if we're gonna go back into Layton or not, but we'll figure out. Just leave a like, subscribe, share with your friends, all that good stuff. I'll see you then. Bye!